Over it. Slack off. Pull! Pull! You guys pulling that side. Slack off. Four.
There was a time when some people thought that the culture and art of the Northwest Coast was dead, but a few people practiced it and kept it alive. It never died for some of us. This isn't a tribute to the past, but a tribute to a living culture. It is impossible to separate the objects from the environment in which they were created. The great forests, the abundant life of the streams, the sea, the magic and stillness of the Northwest Coast. The people of this coast proudly erected totem poles for all to see, for the generations to come. They were monuments to their lineage, to the great supernatural worlds of raven, thunderbirds, and killer whales. Their languages and songs were rich and complex. Their masks and dances were treasured. As an artist working in the traditional forms of the Northwest Coast, I spent a lot of time in museums looking at the old pieces, wondering about them, and learning from them. I have this fascination with things having survived hundreds of years, having survived time. I'm as closely connected with the thousands of years in the past as I am to my living present. I'm as closely conscious and connected and dedicated to the past as I am to the future. My people were known as Nootka. Among us were many singers, dancers, carvers, weavers, and storytellers. I believe that the spirit of these people is alive in me. The same blood that ran through them hundreds of years ago is running through me right now.
I try to get the general shape as soon as possible so that I can hollow most of it out and it'll be lighter, a lot lighter than handle. I can turn it around, move it like it was being used. Right now it's pretty heavy. A lot of moisture in the wood.
I was born in Clayoquot Sound. I was born in a village called Hupitsat. The closest translation to Hupitsat is resting place of the moon. I was one of the younger of a large family that was raised in a house built by my father. My older brothers and sisters would take care of us younger ones when our parents were up the coast hunting or fishing. The important event in the lives of the village children was being sent away to the mission boarding schools. All the native children of my generation went to those schools. I remember going there at 8 years old. At first, I didn't like it there. I didn't like the school, and I didn't want to be there. It was totally unfamiliar to me. But once I found brothers, cousins, and other kids my own age that were similar to me, I came to realize that there were things there that fascinated me. It was a much bigger and greater world than I'd realized. It was much more than the villages, much more than the tides and the seasonal run of the salmon, deer, or berries. It was a whole new world for me. I remember there was very little time to be alone, and I needed a place to go, a place apart from the others. It was then that I discovered the chapel, and it became a special place for me. I would find myself seeking it out because it was always calm, it was quiet, it was always safe, and it was always beautiful. When I first saw the altar, I thought someone has created it, someone has carved and painted it, because that was my world. My father was a carver and painter. People in my village was always creating. As a child, I remember my reverence was for the artwork in that chapel and its effect on the room and everyone in it, just as I'd seen my culture's art have a similar effect on the people, that of awe and respect. After 3 years at the school, when I was 11, my family moved away from the village and traveled across the western states as migrant farm workers. In my teens, I got a scholarship to attend art school. It was only as I became older and realized how important my own culture was to me that I dedicated myself to the art of my people. It was then that my father gave me my adult Indian name, Kakawanchi. I spend as much time as I can on this island. It is only recently that I've rediscovered how important this environment is to my work, how it influences me. I've learned to recognize the powers of nature as being the same as that of all creativity. And I try to express that through my carvings. I'm now making a wolf headdress that represents my Indian name. I want the life and spirit of both forest and ocean to come through. I came into this world to be an artist, and that's why I'm an artist. It just didn't come along the way, and I said, okay, I can do it easily. I think I meant to be that way all along. I'm not doing all this to survive, even though I make things and they're accepted and people pay a lot of money for all that. But I'm not doing it to survive. I do it for pure joy. I do it for the love of it. I carve wood for the love of wood. It's not just a piece of cedar. I love it. I love the tools. I love every shape, every color of wood, every grain movement. A lot of people in Vancouver and Seattle commission work for their private collections, as do museums. My friend Norman Tate's carving a welcome figure. Ooh, there's gonna be two of them, huh?
Next one I'll be doing will be a woman figure, a mate to this one. I was gonna do a bowl also, but I like the spoon. I think I'll do the same thing. Another spoon.
It's like a self-portrait there. Got your Nishka smile.
Yeah.
I like it.
Beautiful face.
Meant to touch.
Uh-huh.
This soft
good.
lines there.
It's strong. My decision to do this wolf comes from the beauty and grace of the wolf dance. So carving it, I keep in mind what I want to, what movements I want to emphasize, what movements I want to use of the wolves, the angle I'll be coming at. Taking its body, taking its life and turning it into a dance. Throughout history, it's the artwork that survives. You can talk and talk and talk and talk about Tutankhamun and Michelangelo and all the Pope and all the politics and all the goddamn wars, but you stand in front of that thing and you look at it, and someone made it hundreds of years ago. You think of the man that did it, and what it meant to him to execute it, what it meant to do that, what his people meant to him, what his time meant to him, and what his personal contribution meant to him. And that's what drives me to do it. To me, to do this mask or to do this dance or to do this, whatever it is that I know from looking at the fine art from the past that they knew that. They knew what it meant to do that. That's why it was so monumental. They wanted their great-great-great-grandchildren to know what they stood for and then to be able to relay it to the other people, to the rest of the tribes. This is my family. This is what we know. This is what we look like. This is what we stand for.